This is a time to get you rooted and grounded in what you believe. Because I'm telling you right now, the church at large has become ignorant. We don't know anything. The difference between the church of the 90s and the church today is unrecognizable. And most of it is because the church has adopted the culture of the outside world and brought it into the church and made an amalgamation. Did you hear me? God shares his glory with nobody. And that includes the culture and your life. If you think God is going to participate in a strong and meaningful way in your life when you have adopted the culture of the world in your thinking, in your philosophy, in your behavior, you are wrong, because God will mix with nothing.
Welcome to the Dr. Crip Show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip. Once again, Happy New Year. Hope everybody made it safe without any troubles, any worries, or anything like that. Like I said before on my last post, my first show, we're gonna I'm gonna be reading comments from the previous show. I'm gonna start with, I guess, the most recent show from January the 2nd. So I get all kind of comments. I get comments every day. I get comments on my phone. I get comments in Facebook, Instagram, you know, wherever I got a streaming platform at, I get comments, Twitter, everything. But I guess I'm going to read some of the comments from the YouTube channel, since the YouTube channel is probably the most important channel for me. And doing the show. But I'm going to do the shows, reading comments from the different shows until we move into the new studio. Hopefully it'll be this month sometime where we move in, and we're going to introduce our new platform. We got a whole new format. Dr. Crip is coming hard this year, 2024. And like I said before, our objective is to stop kids from joining gangs. We are trying to end kids from joining gangs. So we got that out to the gangs. No more kids on gangs. Do not put no more kids on any gang. Don't do it. Like we said, people are out there like, shut up, shut the hell up, Dr. Crip. You don't know what the hell you talking about. It's people like you that's keeping the black race back. Just remember that. If you support putting kids on gangs, then you need to take a good deep look in the mirror, man, and find out what's going on in your own life. Hopefully you could change some things that are affecting you, because kids shouldn't have to have decisions of being in a gang. I told you what the research is saying, man. Kids really have tattoos on their face. When they able to get a tattoo on their face, all this covered up and all this, you know, dissing they so-called enemies and all this on their face. They really have been a gangbanger on the list of accomplishments of what they trying to do when they grow up. And people fail to realize that this is a reality. And you say, not my child, Dr. Crip, not my child, he ain't. But your child is probably going to be the main one. And when he or she does it, you're not going to know how to deal with it other than get the hell out of my house. Because You're not going to wake up on Christmas morning and want to see nachos, GK, IFGB, West Side, East Side, all on your child's face that's 15, 16, living in your house, not paying no rent, nothing, but got all this blasted all on his face. Your life has now been changed. You might not know it. You still get up and go to work every day. You still get up and do whatever it is you got to do to pay your bills, whatever. But check this out. Your child is running around with all this on his face, blasting social media, doing everything. So eventually that's going to affect you at your house. It's just a matter of time of how it affects you. So that's why we saying, man, listen, no more kids in gangs. Let's end that part right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of the comments that I was getting since I started last year. So, and some of them nice, some of them bad, some of them, whatever it is. Some of them asking me to do certain type of shows. And we're going to see if we can accommodate people with some of these statements, comments, and requests that we got going. So I think I'm going to start with the last show that we did. So here goes some of the comments from the very last show that was done, January the 2nd. This is at Ron Educator. This was one day ago. Great video, keep teaching. And that was one day ago. At Johnny One Quest, one day ago. Dr. Crip, can you tell us a funny or sad story about homie smoking sherm, doing wild things while under the influence of the substance? That's a never miss a show. And that was one day ago. And here go another comment. Oh, the name of this particular show is A Child Educated Only at School is an uneducated child. That's the thumbnail for this show. Black kids. And the last comment on this particular show is from one day ago. I think it's just 3. It says, Dr. Crip, can you talk about your relationship with Big Miz? Do y'all have any history together? Can you speak on it on one of your upcoming podcasts? I'm a loyal subscriber. I subscribe to all notifications from you, and I make sure to always hit the like button for you. And his name or her name is @user -RD4 PO9MK3S. I don't know what kind of page that is, but that's the name. Well, now let's see. I can answer. I think I'm gonna go with Johnny Quest. I might save the last comment about the Big Miz and our history. Can you speak on it and all that? I may save that for when we get inside the studio, because that's a good show. That's going to be a good show. I have a real good show about that. So I guess I'm gonna talk about the Dr. Crip. Can you tell us a funny or sad story about homie smoking sherm, doing wild things while under the influence of the substance? Obviously, they must know I used to smoke sherm. Yes, Dr. Crip used to smoke sherm. It is part of my sickness. It is part of my sickness. I don't smoke sherm anymore. The last time I smoked sherm was in the summer of 2000 in my office. And I stopped after I went on a space trip. And I was talking to a few of my dead homies, you know, the ones I really miss, T. Capone, L Dog. I was literally thought that I was literally talking to these dudes, that we were sitting having conversations. So sherm is a powerful drug. I think they mix the ingredients kind of different now than back in the day. But when I was smoking sherm, I wasn't the type of, you hear the crazy stories about the sherm, and the people that's on it and what they go through and what they doing. Well, I was never like that on sherm. I made thousands of dollars a day out my spot when I was smoking sherm. And the people I was smoking sherm with was just making just as much money as me. So I was never one that when you were smoking sherm was, you know, running down the street naked and all. I never did none of that. I was really getting cracking. And I have a few stories about sherm. You know, I just don't know which one to go with. But one of the ones that is the most scariest moment of me smoking sherm is with the homie L Dog, Raphael Colbin, aka Mr. Talk Shit, the first and only true comedian of the rolling 90s. Need to be here today because he would be he need to be here today. I bring him back, and I got about 4 people that you could take, including the person that shot me. Take them, his whole crew, and a few people, and I could say, bring back this dude, this dude, this dude. You know, I wish I had the power to do that. But L Dog, man, that's a trip dude right there. That is my road dog. That is one of the dudes that I made a lot of money with, man, and he is truly missed from the hood. And it's a gang of my G homies who did the 25 and 28 years and all that got out, that didn't have the pleasure of, you know, seeing him, you know, because he passed in the 90s, you know, to see him when they got out, you know, I know it's a hurtful thing, you know, but one of the stories I got with L Dog is that we had like I said before, whenever females move in on Western in the Villes, it's only so many homies, you know, it's only so many homies that's gonna really, you know, holler or do whatever it is. And that's strictly to get that spot on Western. And I was always in the mix with those certain people. And I say it's about no more than 10 solid homies that I know that I can go, they can literally pull up, crack, holler, pop a bra that just moved in on Western, had the keys in 2 weeks. Ain't too many people that can pull that off. So I'm part of that 10. Whether I did it myself or I'm the wingman, you know, whatever it is, it's going down. So in this case, I was the wingman. So the females have moved in, and L Dog cracked one of the females, and Ugly Cuz had cracked one of the females. So L Dog and Ugly Cuz is like oil and water. They do not mix. They do not mix. So L Dog had the female that was mostly in charge of the spot. You know, Ugly Cuz female was the number 2. So L Dog, they constantly bumping heads in the spot, you know, boom, 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 boom. So one day I pull up and he just, hey, look, I'm about to get rid of this nigga Ugly Cuz, and you finna go in there and fuck with old girl. And I'm like, I can't, what are you talking about? You can't just, you're like, yeah, it's already set up, because she, you know, for whatever reason, she's seeing how Ugly Cuz is being treated among the homies, just with the clowning and all that. Cuz Ugly Cuz is really a grinder. You people don't. He's a real grinder, you know. But he just a scummy. He's just scummy, just a scumbag. So I guess she peeping some of that out after the first couple of weeks of them being in that house. So I pull up one day, and L Dog come out, and he like, hey man, listen. I'm about to say you going in there. I'm like, man, I don't want to. I'm not trying to get into it with Ugly Cuz, because he'll shoot you behind females or fight. He gonna want to do something. So he like, man, don't worry about that. You know, don't worry about that. I got everything under control, because that's what L Dog do. You know, I only mess with one of my homegirls from my whole hood, my whole career, and L Dog is the one who set that up. He is responsible for that. So here he is again doing his thing. This time it's for the spot on Western, because he can't deal with Ugly Cuz. That's not gonna work in his eyes. So and then the broad, I guess he must have told the female, like, hey, you serious? When she was like, yeah, let me see who else. And he's told her, you know, I'm gonna hook you up with Husta Nut. She was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. So, you know, L Dog went to doing his thing. And once I hollered at her, everything was done. And then he gonna put Ugly Cuz, you got to go. She don't want you. Oh no, he do it. He just put him out so bad, as you know, like she don't want you. She want us to that. You do this that. You didn't want to give her no money for her daughter to go this and that and all kinds of stuff. So Ugly Cuz is out, I'm in. So now we on. You feel me? We get to smoke Sherman here. We doing our thing. So now, one day, L Dog thing is this. Me, I pull crack out my ass. That is my hustle. That's what my crack goes. I don't put crack on plates, cut it up, or none of that. Mine is in a Ziploc bag, and I tucking it. That's where it's going. Now, if I'm in the house, I may leave the bag, you know, in my pocket while I'm walking around in the house, but I don't do the plate, cut it up, put it on the plate, put it in the cabinet, under the couch, this and that. So now the female that dog got, she got a little daughter, and she's still crawling around on the floor and all that. So one day, I think we must have left, came back or whatever. And, you know, we done been high, shermed out, you know, moving, doing everything. So one day we in there chilling, and we in the room, me and baby is in the room, we laying down, and we hear, you know, the girl scream like, ah. Like, everybody come running out. We like, what's up? What happened? The baby, and God forgive me, please don't hold that against me. I'm trying to get up there where you at. Please don't hold that against me. The baby has crack in her hands and in her mouth. She's been chewing on it. She found the plate under the couch. He thought he stuck the plate because she watching him stick the plate. So he sticks the plate way up under the couch, but the baby is watching him. So she's seeing him do that here and there. So she must have got the plate, got some rocks off the plate, was eating it. So now the mother, she find it like, screaming and everything. So we come in there, we like, what the? Like, what's going on? She didn't eat the rock. So now the baby is like, she moving fast, woo. So, and she got a heart problem. Oh my God. She got a heart problem. And I'm like, so the mother is like, I'm on my way to the hospital. Eldo, like, if you take her to the hospital, you go into prison. So it slowed her down. She like, I'm calling the ambulance. If you call the ambulance, you go into prison. So I'm already like, I'm thinking the baby is something that's finna give, because the baby has a real heart condition. I didn't call Texas. I didn't call my I'm like, hey, I'm finna come. I'm on my way. I'm finna catch a flight and all that. I'm out of here. I'm gone, right? I'm making plans. So L-Dog, so the girl is just, ecstatic. She just tripping. So L-Dog is like, listen, let's go to Big Mama house. His grandmother, she lived down the street. So we take the baby down there. Boom. We go knock on the door. Big Mama, she answered the door. Whoa, what's going on? The girl is crying. Whoa. So the Big Mama's like, calm down. She like, if you take the baby to the thing, you will lose the baby. You will not get this baby back. None of that. It's over with. So what are we supposed to do? So Big Mama, while she in there taking care of the baby, I done went outside, called my people. I'm like, hey, look, my brother like, yeah, flight is booked. All you got to do is jump on the plane. I'm like, all right, because as soon as baby go flatline, I'm out. I'm gone. So Big Mama's in there with the baby. So Big Mama is caressing the baby. She gave her, I think she started with peanut butter, and then she started with milk, and just on her finger, letting the baby suck the stuff off her finger. And then she eventually gave her olive oil, castor oil, something like that. And about within an hour or so, within that hour, the baby had calmed down. She wasn't, because when we was taking her down there, she was in a full, like, moving fast, eyes bulging, just like a crackhead. Just move. I was like, oh my God. So Big Mama took care of that whole situation. The girl was still mad at L-Dog, and I'm like, I told you, don't keep the drugs under the couch. But we was high. That brought our whole high down. It came all the way down instantly. And that was one of the most strangest experiences that I have ever had high on Sherm, because it was like, man, everything was coming 3D. Everything was tripping me out, and I was like, if this baby died, I know that I am up out of here. I'm gone. Ain't no holding me back. But the girl, the mother, she ended up calming down. They got her under control, and she, she didn't take the baby. Big Mama said, "Listen, everything is okay. The baby seems to be back under control because we was down there for like 2 hours, and I think the baby ended up starting to eat a little bit. So she said, let the oil do what it's going to do. Give her medicine, her regular medicine. Let her eat. Let her move her bowels. Let her, clean everything out, and then take her to the hospital. Wait about 48 hours. She told us wait about 48 hours, 72 hours or something like that. Take her to the hospital, get her a good checkup. And I didn't go to the hospital. They went to the hospital. I said, "You bold, dog. You go to the hospital, you bold." But the baby went and got a good clean of health, and the cocaine was never found in her system or none of that. And I know people like, man, but it wasn't my fault. That was L-Dog's fault. He the one who kept his crack on the plate. He like chopping his shit up, keeping it on the plate. And I told him, and he was like, "Oh man, I don't all that shit. You gotta wipe your hands all the time, this and that." And I'm like, "Listen, man, you almost cost me. You was going to prison because she was telling on you too." He was like, "She wasn't going to." I said, "Dog, once they would have cuffed her, you was going down. It's over with. You're going down. It's your crack. How you not going to jail for that?" He still didn't change his routine. He still kept, but he made sure that baby was okay. They start getting her. They went and bought their little cribs, keep the baby in the room and all that other stuff. But that was one of the craziest. And that charm came from, with the green Seville. Yeah. Oh man, you know what I'm talking about. But that probably was one of the craziest times I ever had on Sherm. It's some other ones. I got some more stories. I give you another one with my homie Lil Wack. That's he the one who take off his clothes and go running. And we always have to tell him, "Man, Tron, listen, man, don't, hey man, when you get, he'd be cool for the next 20, he'd be cool for about 20 minutes. Then he might disappear like, man, what's wrong? We're Wack." Next thing you know, you see him come running naked. Down like, oh no. Well, he did that in front of me and number one day. We sit out there. He came, he disappeared. Next thing we know, he said he come running down the alley. I'm like, man, this dude. And we got to go chase him because we don't want the homie to go to jail. I'm like, never, man. I can't get high with certain people with Sherm. But I got a few more stories that I'll tell you later, but that's just one for right now. And like I said, man, this is Dr. Crip Show. We're going to be answering questions, comments. We're going to be answering the comments and reviewing some of the comments from all of 2023. And we'll probably do this every day until we get into the new studio with the new format and everything. So once again, Happy New Year, everybody. Let's get this new year straight. Let's get it cracking. Let's stop these kids from joining gangs. Let's get situated right. Get your whatever you got going. Let's get it right, and try to do as many good deeds so you can get into heaven, because that's where you're going. If you gang banging, that's where you're going, because eventually you're gonna want God. You're gonna need God at some point. Either that, you're gonna start telling. You're gonna join the snitch list. And like I said, the snitch list is coming for all the 9-0s and their sickness. We will be revealing the top 10 snitches of all time from the West Side Rolling 90 Neighborhood Crip Gang. And trust me, this list is going to shock you. This is Dr. Crip, and we ending the sickness over here. Manage your sickness. Get it straight. This is Dr. Crip.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Giving them God in the melody. I'm on a whole nother level. I better be better than all of the worst of the enemy. I'm never listening. What are they telling me? Blood on the cross of me, heavenly pedigree. Dead in my sin, I've been feeling the remedy. Step on the devil, I know that he dead in me. All of my life I've been called for more. Yeshua really called the score. Team Brady, we've been all aboard. Locked in, gotta work the core. Follow God, better lace the fours. Better cry, I'ma face the war. Son of God, I'ma praise the Lord. Hallelujah, I'ma praise the Lord. If it ain't God's will, I don't make time. I gotta read the word when I make rhymes. I gotta pray to God like I'm on FaceTime. Stay disciplined on the baseline, no doubt it's a whole new season. God, we need your glory. Pleading for your presence, cause I know it's mandatory, yeah.